The Denver Broncos could be looking to add some more depth to their defense. And with a recently released longtime starter on the market, could we see them kick the tires on this player? I want to go ahead and bring in this article from ESPN. The New England Patriots released three-time captain linebacker Ja'Whaun Bentley after 7 seasons. Bentley is known as one of the better run-defending linebackers in the league when he's healthy. He's had over 100 tackles in each of the 2021, 2022, and 2023 seasons, setting a career high with 122 in 2022. He tore his left pectoral muscle in week 2 of last season, missing the rest of the year, and said last weekend at a season ticket member event that he had recently been fully cleared. Although it is worth noting that the Patriots did officially release him with a failed physical designation, so maybe his own independent doctor had cleared him, but clearly the Patriots doctor wasn't comfortable enough clearing him, so he was released with a failed physical designation. The Denver Broncos dealt with something similar with Evan Ingram. He was cut by the Jaguars with a failed physical designation. They brought him in. They decided he was worth signing, that the injury should be cleared up by the time the season starts, any offseason activities start. So they were comfortable enough signing Ingram, and maybe they'd be comfortable enough bringing in a guy like Ja'Whaun Bentley to possibly be a rotational guy in the linebacking room. They do have players in there that they are very confident about. Alex Singleton coming off of his torn ACL, the Broncos are hoping that he's going to fully bounce back. But just in case he doesn't, it might be smart to add a player of a similar prototype, and Bentley and Singleton are actually kind of similar in their game. They're both really decent run-defending linebackers, but they are terrible in coverage. And I'd actually say Bentley's maybe even a little bit better than Singleton is in coverage. They can all accrue tackles. That's one thing that's perfectly clear between these two players. They can accrue tackles, but some of them might be tackles that are multiple yards beyond the line of scrimmage in coverage. You know, that's one thing that Broncos country is a little bit frustrated with Alex Singleton, but they brought in somebody who they would hope can solve those issues in the coverage deficiencies in the linebacker unit with Drake Greenlaw, of course. So they're hoping that all of these injured players will be able to stay healthy, but maybe bring in another guy who does have injury issues in his own right as possible depth. Drew Sanders is another guy who has had some injury issues in his career. They're hoping he can bounce back and stay healthy. They've also got Lavelle Bailey in the unit as a depth piece, but I could see them looking to add one more piece in that linebacker room just in case somebody goes down, because it's almost inevitable that somebody in that room is going to go down. You'll need somebody who can step in, and I do think Bentley can do that. I want to actually go ahead and bring in Bentley's PFF grades. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is an efficient tool that we can look at to just get a baseline of data on how this player has performed in previous seasons. And you can see that his run defense grades since 2021 have been pretty high. The one full game that he played in 2024, his run defense grade was absolutely putrid. So that is worth noting. Tackling, those are solid numbers right there. Pass rush, nothing special. And then coverage, again, kind of mid, but the Broncos have a guy in Drake Greenlaw that they're hoping can be a top-tier coverage linebacker. So that's not something I'm overly concerned about. I don't know how much Bentley's going to command on the open market, especially coming off of a season-ending injury. I can see some people in Broncos country saying, no more injury-prone linebackers, please, and I can totally understand that. But like I said earlier, guys are inevitably going to go down, and you need extra bodies in there to step up. That's why I'm such a proponent of the Denver Broncos taking a defensive lineman in the first round of the draft, even though they have a pretty solid starting rotation there. They need guys who they can bring in as depth guys. Zach Allen was playing an ungodly amount of snaps for you, and it's kind of the same thing with the linebacker room. You want to be able to rotate guys in at various downs. You know, Ja'Whaun Bentley and Alex Singleton could be your early down linebackers because they're good in run defense, and then you can have your more athletic guys like Drake Greenlaw and maybe Drew Sanders out there as your coverage linebackers. That's just something to think about. But for me, I think Ja'Whaun Bentley, depending on the price tag, could be a smart signing for this team. 1 year, prove-it deal. I wouldn't imagine that he'd get a whole lot more than maybe $3 or $4 million, maybe $1 million or $2 million guaranteed. I think the Denver Broncos could pull that off. It would be a low risk, potentially high reward type of signing, and I think that's what smart teams do. They bring in these depth pieces just in case, man. You never know when you might need these guys. And Ja'Whaun Bentley, he's been a longtime starter, maybe trying to bounce back into the good graces of the NFL after getting injured. It sucks, but that's just kind of how it happens sometimes. You need that year to prove yourself again. And Denver could be a place where Ja'Whaun Bentley could come in, prove himself as a starter, and either earn another contract here in Denver or somewhere else in the NFL. All right, guys, let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel if the Denver Broncos were to bring in Ja'Whaun Bentley? Do you think that this would be a smart signing for the team, or do you think that maybe they should steer clear of an injury-prone player? I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my blurred face there. But drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.